This is the K95.3 Sports Show podcast, brought to you by the Fan Zone in Wilmer's Candy Mall.
Welcome to the K95.3 Sports Show podcast. My name is Bo Stamfus. As usual, if you like what you hear, please hit the subscribe button below. Right next to it is the bell button. If you hit that on your cell phone, you'll get push notifications every Wednesday morning when the new episode comes out. Hit thumbs up also on the video. Comment below also if you agree or disagree with what we've got or what we've talked about. Thank you to the Fan Zone for sponsoring the sports show. We appreciate you guys doing that. Also, check me out on Twitter, K95.3 Sports Show. That's at K95.3 Sports Show on Twitter. I'm usually on there talking Twins and any other sports on there too. So something to follow along with in between shows every Wednesday morning. We'll have, of course, the Stinger Spotlight later this episode with Jack Zigan, and a great kid here from the University of Minnesota Mankato and from Eden Prairie. So great interview with him. So please check that out also. So let's go ahead and see who we got. It's been a few weeks, guys, but we got Tim Meyering is back in. How's it going, Tim?
Hey, man. I'm doing good. How are you?
Hey, doing well. And brought back Mr. Dan Schell, also here. How's it going,
guys.
Dan?
Hey, thanks for having me back. Always nice to see you guys. Lots to talk about, of course.
It's been a long time that Bo forgot about us.
Yeah. Well, while I was off last week.
Yeah, whatever.
I was off last week, then I had the Steves, and then I had the Jeremys.
Yeah, that's true.
So you guys if your guys' name were Steve or Jeremy, you could have been on one of these couple shows.
Couldn't find another Dan or another Tim, so we stuck with each other.
Yeah.
Tan and dim.
So, let's go ahead and jump into things. It's obviously been 2 weeks since our last show. And we've got, once again, Twins 500. 5-5 since last show. They've been hanging around 500 now for the last month or so. Obviously, the Indians now within 3 games. I mean, they just keep running over cupcake after cupcake. You know, they're doing what good teams should do to bad teams.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And so it'll be once they start getting their harder schedule, it'll be interesting to see. But you know what? Go ahead and start with you, Dan. What's your overall thought over the last couple of weeks? You know, we won the Cleveland series, but then we kind of stunk there again for a little while. And what's your thoughts?
It really. People seem to get pretty hung up on the Mets. I don't know. Can we even call it a series, mini series?
Yeah, right.
A team we should beat. Of course, it was 2 games. Okay, and then we came back and had an exciting series against Oakland. Probably should have went 3 out of 4. And then, and then we picked up the first one from the Yankees last night, which is a darn miracle. Took a triple play and 5 homers to do it.
Right.
But so I'm still. If you don't look how close Cleveland's getting, I don't know. I'm not that uncomfortable with how the Twins are doing. Injuries have been, here and there. Cron's back on the list.
Yep. We haven't had Rosario, Kepler, and Buxton in the outfield since mid-June.
Yeah,
together.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
God, when you put it that way.
Really? Wow.
Isn't that something? So is still playing some pretty good ball. Everyone, as much as we hoped there wouldn't be any regression, of course we all expected a little regression, but not to the point where I don't think we should be worried.
Right. No, I don't think so either. Think about 5-6 weeks ago, they're thinking, oh man, we really have to have a monumental collapse in order to lose this division lead. 11.5 games up. This is crazy. This is awesome. And everything that they were saying would have to happen has happened. And when you think about it, it's like, well, you get all stressed out about, like Dan said, but when you think about it, our schedule at the end of the year here is so great for us that we're playing all these
it's incredible,
literally horrible teams that we should just stomp all over. We should, but. Like Dan said, we're 5-5, but I'm really not too worried about it. We're still leading division, but we have to beat the Yankees one more time. I think we don't have to, but last night was. It's always nice to beat the Yankees.
Yes.
Oh,
that
my
way.
gosh.
Yeah. So
whether we're 20 games below 500, it doesn't matter. Beat the Yankees. That always feels good, and let alone what's being billed as 2 of the top 3 teams in the AL. That's really exciting to be there. So, yeah, what you're saying, Tim, I think we're okay. And I was encouraged by, those two games against the Mets were just ugly in so many ways. Not only taking the losses, but sloppy play and weird errors and stuff. And then came back and played well and hard against the A's, I thought. So I think that says a lot.
Yeah, and the A's have, I believe, have been like the best team in baseball.
They were
since June 5th. They had the best record in the league. Yeah.
So I mean, it's not like we're just some crap team. So
yeah.
I'm on the same level with you guys. Obviously, we got to worry a little bit just because of that lead shrinking. And like you said, Cleveland is beating the teams that they're supposed to beat, and that's what we got to hope that the Twins do when we're playing the Royals, when we're playing the Tigers. That's what we got to hope that we do also, and that's going to be difference. I mean, we do still got 10 games against Cleveland throughout for the rest of the season, so that could be huge. I mean, if we win 7 of those,
absolutely, that'd be huge. Yeah, and then it's also people keep forgetting about the fact that this Cleveland team is managed by Terry Francona. I mean, Terry Francona
he's just so great.
He's a great manager, and you never can count the Indians out. I mean, come on.
Yeah. So like I said, that is the key. Is for the rest of the season is us beating up on the teams that we're supposed to, not playing down to our competition. Beating the teams we're supposed to. Can we lose an occasional one to them? Yes. We're not going to sweep them all the time. Sure. But still, we could, we could and we should.
Have you seen Detroit lately? We could beat them.
But that'll be interesting. Now, of course, obviously, we got the trade deadline coming up here in just a little over a week. Still everybody is all like, why aren't you making any trades? Why aren't you making any trades? Nobody's making trades right now.
Yeah.
Nobody's making any blockbuster trades. There's little dinky ones here and there, but nothing yet. And there's a reason for that. But people, they think that they know how baseball works and how they know how to run the team, so they think they should be trading people throughout the season. No, you wait till the end for a reason to see who else gets open, because you don't know. There might be somebody on the trade block the last couple of days that you didn't expect, and all of a sudden you're like, oh crap, I want to jump on that person.
Exactly.
Say a team loses the next 6 games, and they'd fall out of the race. They want to become sellers last minute. You think, oh, this guy's available. Whereas the opposite has happened with Bumgarner and Will Smith, where
they're
2 or 3 weeks ago they're 10 games back in the division. They're not or in the wild card. They're not going to compete. And now suddenly they're 3, 4, 5 games back in the, not even that, I think. And then
I think it's closer than that. They're sitting at 500. The Giants are,
and they're in the wild card, and they're winning games like crazy
they're 9-1 their last 10.
Yeah,
wow.
I mean, just like that, boom. I don't think they're going to trade Bumgarner or Will Smith. I mean, if they have another week here and they go 5-1 in their next 6, they aren't going to trade those guys.
No,
I mean,
roll the dice.
This like I've heard this multiple times from different outlets. This is the last of this team. The Giants, this is their last chance to really get in, to get make it. Think about it. Bochy's probably good as gone after this year.
Right. They're struggling.
The manager and Bumgarner, he's not getting up there, and Posey's up there. A lot of these guys are just this kind of like the last effort for this team. And I don't see them just kind of trading all their guys. But you never know. Hey, you know what? They lose the next 5 games, they could become sellers again. And
I think that'll be interesting. And that's maybe the 2 biggest names we've been hearing.
Oh yes,
with the Twins, Baumgartner and Will Smith. So I don't know. Interesting. There's a lot of names out there, but who knows? God, 2 months ago, nobody could stop talking about Craig Kimbrell, and that just fizzled into nothing for the Twins. I mean, so I have to keep it at arm's length, and just like you guys are saying, let's just see what happens. And the Twins will do something. They're looking, they're talking, and we'll see.
Right, and they're going to do something like with the moves they made recently, clearing up 40-man roster space. Mike Marin, which that's definitely head scratcher for me. 3.1 ERA. To the Phillies. He's had a couple bad outings, but he's been pretty good. And then McGill, what do you go to the Mariners, maybe? But
I think Seattle.
A couple guys that just, I mean, I get it. It's baseball, but they're definitely gearing up to like kind of get some, trying to get some open spots here. And then I actually heard on the radio on my way in here, CJ Cron's expected to actually miss the next month. So.
Wow.
We'll see. They say about a 4-week injury. So
ouch. Apparently he went to the staff and said, listen, this thing is still in pain. I'll play through it. I'm here to help you win. And they're like, no, we're going to need you more later.
Right.
Let's have you chill. And because he wants to play. He's a competitor, But he recognized, he said, my game is also a power game. I can't do that with one hand.
Right,
So
for sure.
I think he reluctantly is
Yeah,
agreeing to
and that's fine. And we're deep enough that
Yep.
that we can handle it for now.
yeah, absolutely.
get him
The
back
way
in-
Arias is playing third base. Dang.
Oh, Turner triple play, that was fun.
Oh, that was
my
fun.
goodness.
Yep, that was cool to watch. I literally thought about it 2 pitches before it happened because I was like,
Really?
I seriously was. I was like, you know what? I was like, God, this could be a triple play.
Encarnacion's got
Yeah,
piano on his back. when he
Exactly.
runs.
He's a
Oh my
slow
gosh.
runner. I go, if this is hit
Oh,
in the
man.
right spot, we could get a triple play. And then 2 pitches later.
Yeah.
God, it was fun to watch.
Yeah. So, we'll see what happens with the trades. But yeah, they will do something. People settle down. Something will happen. Just take a breath. It might even be the day of the trade deadline, but something will happen.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Yeah. There's no doubt.
Yeah, we'll see.
Or there'll be torches and pitchforks.
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
his
Then,
fans.
then,
Seriously, though.
then I will be there with you guys.
I will be upset if we don't make a
Yes,
move,
yes.
or 2 or 3 or 7.
But until then, settle down, people.
right.
Right.
All right, so go ahead and one of the problems I think for the 500 record too is just hitting problems, and especially with runners in scoring position. Even though we won Sunday night in that walk-off in the bottom of the 9th with Kepler, I mean we had bases loaded both in the 8th and the 7th inning, one with 0 outs.
Yes.
And a run already scored, and then Kepler hit into a double play there, and that pretty much finished that off. But yeah, that's just we're kind of you hear basketball teams, college teams live and dying by the 3.
Yeah.
Like Duke is always that. We're living and dying
sure.
by the home runs.
Yeah, that's true.
And the problem is that when we've been hitting home runs lately, they've been a lot of solo shots.
like all yesterday. Was
Yeah.
all 5 of them solo yesterday? I think they were all 5.
Yeah, they were. So that is once again, we got to get people on base, and then we got to hit home runs when they're in there. But we're living and dying by the home run right now. We need some situational hitting, like we ended up getting in the bottom of the 9th. Adrianza with that triple off the wall, and then Kepler punching that one into left field for the win. So
That was sweet.
So I feel that's definitely been more the problem I think than the pitching. I saw that through about a week into June, our overall pitching ERA was 3.90. Since then, it's 3.95.
Oh, funny. Wow.
So
Everyone's panicking.
not a
yeah,
lot of-
our
not a lot of
team
space.
ERA is about the same. It's just I think a lot of the fans. I'll quote fans on some of them. They you only remember the bad ones.
Oh, sure.
You know what I mean? Trevor May could come up and give up a 2-run home run, but you're going to forget he gave up 0 runs his last 5 innings.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, May's crap. He just won.
It is. What have you done for me lately? Yeah.
Exactly. So, I think that's, obviously definitely one of the bigger problems with what's going on right now with the Twins. It seems we kind of are all on that same page.
It's 100%. And like Bo said, I mean, honestly, I do think that now that I hear the stats that Bo compiled there, that people are just finding a scapegoat to blame the bullpen or to blame the pitching when really a lot of it has been situational hitting.
Yeah.
And we were spoiled with great situational hitting in April and May, and now it's just literally not happening.
Yep.
Yeah, it's interesting. So to play the flip side, we're middle of the pack in runners left in scoring position. We're literally 15th.
Okay.
Right? Not.
I would think we'd be worse than that, but yeah.
Exactly. So we're sitting there, and we all read a lot of baseball news because we're all into it and play fantasy and all that. And just yesterday, I saw a story out of Milwaukee. Anyways, talking about the Brewers. The headline was, "Too many men left on base." So I mean, this is this isn't a Twins thing. This is look at the Yankees yesterday. Cool, we got a triple play out of it. They had bases loaded with no outs and left a bunch of guys. So yes, we need those hits when we need them, but I don't think we're sinking yet.
Yeah, no, I agree. People are, it's just the Minnesota fans. We're waiting for the bottom to fall
Yeah,
out. That's what we always do. It's like we can't have nice things, so we're just waiting for it to bottom out. And I just pulled up a stat one or two talking about the hitting. We're batting 208 with the bases loaded
Okay, yeah.
For the season?
for the season.
Oh my
208.
goodness.
So So that's
when
the
we
key.
were doing that early season, that's fun. I mean, of course, we want that to continue to happen. So we want that. We get used to that in a hurry when we used to get those timely hits early in the season.
Yep.
So we're good. We're good.
Yep. So, I think I don't know if there's anything else you guys want to kind of touch about on the Twins. Other than that, otherwise,
Those are kind of the big stories for now.
yeah, I feel so too. So we'll get into what I've been waiting months for now.
Dun, 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 dun.
It is Vikings report to
here we
training
go.
camp week.
And Bo goes off. All right, Bo, take it over.
Get out of my way, guys. Get out of my way.
Yeah, bye.
Rookies obviously reported Monday. The team, everybody's got to be there by the end of the week. And I know Cousins and a few other players are showing up early. But, before you got here, Dan, I was talking with Tim. The season kind of snuck up on us because the Twins have been doing so well.
Absolutely.
So we're like, oh, geez, it's football season already?
Oh yeah, usually by the beginning of June, we're okay. When's Vikings
Yeah,
coming around? But no, the Twins have kept us captivated.
Yeah, so super excited to see what happens coming up here in the training camp. I think there's a handful of intriguing battles, and I will go ahead and start off with what intrigues me the most, and then we'll go to you, Dan, and then we'll go to you, Tim, afterwards. But for me, I think the most intriguing is going to be the wide receiver position, outside of our obviously starting two. And I mean, we've got people. These are the people that are essentially going for the 3, maybe 4 positions.
Sure.
Because they'll keep 5 for sure, maybe 6, depending on how the rest of the team lays out. But these people are fighting for 3 to 4 positions. Chad Beebe, Laquan Treadwell, Brandon Zylstra, Dylan Mitchell. I'm not going to attempt to say his first name, Johnson.
Olabisi,
there you go. Jordan Taylor, Devion Davis, Alexander Hollins. I don't know what those last 2 were really, and then Jeff Baudette. So I really think it's going to be Chad Beebe who's going to come out and be the third guy. If I had to guess right now, Beebe the third guy. I think Jeff Baudette is going to make the starting roster. I almost guarantee he is. To be totally honest, that leaves 1 to 2 positions between Treadwell, Zylstra, and Taylor, and Mitchell, the 7th rounder, right? I know they really like him. So I mean, I don't know. Be honest, I'm a little afraid for Zylstra, our local guy, making the team.
Getting squeezed out.
Yeah, if he goes down with any kind of an injury.
And he can't play special teams.
And he
especially.
can't. Yeah, and so
if he can't play special teams, that could affect him a lot.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's obviously did a few punt returns, but once again, what he does on special teams is going to make the difference for him. So, I think that's the most intriguing one because there are a lot of guys that are going to be fighting for that 5th, possibly 6th spot. Because I still think the top 4 are going to be, Diggs, Thielen, Beebe, and I seriously think Baudette is going to.
Is that kind of because of his speed?
I think so, and I know
Special teams
in front of and from what I've been reading too on him is that he has really impressed in all the spring drills and OTAs and all that kind of fun stuff. So I don't know. I just have this feeling with Baudette once again. Monday morning quarterback it in a month and a half, and he doesn't. But
dude's got 4.3 speed. You can't really teach that. He's
fast.
a really quick guy.
Exactly.
Yeah. So to me, that is the most intriguing battle. Dan, what would you say?
Intriguing / important, and far from the most exciting conversation, but offensive line. Apparently they have 15, 16 offensive linemen in the camp. Love that for the fact that it's a battle. Let's weed out. I mean, we all went crazy last year with the offensive line. Offseason, offensive line, blah, 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 blah. I think that's going to be really interesting. We've got a good idea probably of the 5, but I don't know. Let's battle it out. Make them earn it. I'm encouraged by that at least.
Yeah.
To see what filters through and get the best out of that because a lot hinges on that. We just watched that last year.
Yep. Bo and I were talking about a little before the show. I personally like the Drew Samia 4th round pick, and I like him a little bit more than Klein, but then Bo did kind of pull me back a little bit, and
because of the money we spent on Klein.
On Klein, I mean, it's going to be a little. I think they're going to give him a lot of leash. But I mean, people like Samia a lot.
But yeah, but if Samia just comes in and just kills it,
right.
It's going to be hard to discount that. But I feel like Samia has to kill it.
Yeah, he'll have
to overtake Klein.
Yep.
Very Brian O'Neillish from last year type of thing.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
You know.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, what about with you?
I
Tim?
mean, Dan took mine, so it's fine.
Did I really?
I'll just figure it out, I guess. No, I'm just kidding. It's okay.
That's funny. I thought neither one of them will go offensive line.
I mean, I'll put in what I kind of think about the offensive line. I mean, just kind of throw a little bit out there. Some of these guys just aren't going to make the team flat out. Like, I don't think Danny Isadora is going to make the team. I don't think a couple of these guys that we drafted are probably not going to make the team. I mean, what's his name? Garrett with the little long snapper.
Oh, yeah.
They gave him a guaranteed, so he's probably going to make either the practice squad or the team. So that's one other spot that is a quote-unquote offensive lineman.
Yeah.
That he'll make the team. So some of these guys, like I actually listened today a little bit about it. Isadora, unless he has an amazing camp, won't make it. And I mean, like Rashad Hill, right? He's kind of going to be
on the bubble.
Yep. So. Like Dan said, though, it's going to be a battle for sure. But I got to bring up corner. Bo and I were discussing before the show. Holton Hill got suspended another 4 games. We just found out. So he's on 8-game suspension.
What?
For the year. Yeah,
this time for drugs.
The news just broke.
Yeah.
So he was
PEDs the first 4 and now substance abuse.
So we got 8 games from one of our. I mean, he was good.
Yeah, he was solid.
I mean, he was solid.
Impressed.
And but the thing is, I would be a lot more worried if Mackenzie Alexander didn't put up like an awesome second half last year playing corner. So I do like. I think it's going to be Rhodes and Waynes. Hughes is going to be in there, but he's still coming back from that injury.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he.
So I mean, honestly, it's going to be kind of a big battle. What's that? Alexander's going to be in there. They brought in the guy they drafted. Is it Boyd? Chris Boyd. Mm-hmm. He's going to be up there. I mean, it's really going to be a pretty fun depth chart. I mean, with Holton Hill's gone. Trey Waynes is going to be playing for a job. I don't think we're going to bring him back. Who knows? Maybe, but
I'd love to have him back though.
Contract. I would like it too after what he did last year, the second half especially.
He's improved every year.
Right.
That's what I love about him.
And he really is playing for a contract. He really is. That's what he's doing, and he knows the cornerback market after this year. He'll be the number 1 cornerback on the market.
Guaranteed.
And he's guaranteed will be. So that's fun. And then one of the least I shouldn't say it, intriguing battles. Quarterback backup. Kirk Cousins, your quarterback, obviously. We have Sean Mannion, Jacob Browning, and Kyle Sloter. And a lot of people like Kyle Sloter. We paid him decent money to stick around.
Yep.
So I think he has a job. I think regardless, I think Kyle Sloter's gonna have a job. But Mannion's like such a boring backup. Like, he really is. Like he's not never been good. He's barely ever played. When he has played in the preseason, he's been bad. So I don't know. I guess I'm not big on him. So I mean, I think it's gonna be fun to see if Jake Browning can do anything. We gave him like $80,000 bonus just to come play for us.
Really?
Which is undrafted. That's crazy. Like he had really $80,000 plus another so much incentive if he does so much. Yeah. So
well, that could be interesting.
Yeah. But anyway, just kind of something to think about is that quarterback position. Like who's going to be the backup? I mean, and also you think about it. There's gonna be lots of guys out there that are gonna get cut. Every training camp, there's names that get cut, and you're like, well, scoop them up. I mean, it's Cousins' team, so the guy you bring in at the end of training camp is gonna have a lot of time to like kind of put it, kind of think about what he's doing and learn the playbook and all that. So,
plenty of time to sit and learn.
But just kind of something to think about.
It'll like I said, it's gonna be an interesting preseason training camp, and once they start putting on the pads and start playing some of these preseason games, we'll start seeing who's going to step up and who's not. And once again, injuries make all the difference. I mean, if a major guy, a guy who's on the bubble, he gets injured, and he's out for a couple of weeks during this time, you might as well write him off unless they absolutely love him.
Yep.
Right.
And so, it'll definitely, I'm excited for it to get started just to, once again, because it's football season. And to me, there's only 2 seasons. There isn't summer, spring, fall, and winter. There's football season and there's non-football season.
I'm not that intense, but sure, man.
I wouldn't have thought that about him.
And the seasons are changing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So
Purple leaves are falling.
I love me some football, but October baseball is on. I'm watching that. I'm not like Bo, I guess, but
Yeah. You only wish you could be like,
I'll watch it all.
I wish.
I'll watch it all.
yeah, no, exactly. I watch. Well, especially if the Twins are in it. Otherwise, if the Twins are in it, I don't give 2 shits about October baseball.
Yeah.
But that's just me. But yeah, so let's, I don't know if there's anything else we really want to talk about with the Vikings. Once it's in, I think it's just kind of, hey, they're there. Let's see what happens, and we can kind of go from there in future shows. But
Let's see.
But other than that, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up on the show here on our part. We've got the Stinger Spotlight coming up here with Jack Zigan. And
Minnesota kid.
Yes.
Love
yes. Very interesting stat about him in his high school championship game. So definitely check out and listen for that.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, so here you go. Let's get into the Stinger Spotlight.
It's time for the Stinger Spotlight, brought to you by Anytime Fitness in Wilmer, Litchfield, and Marshall.
All right, and I'm here with the Stinger Spotlight. I've got Jack Zigan in the spotlight today. Thank you, Jack, for taking time out of your schedule for the Stingers and joining me today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
All right, awesome. So we're going to jump right into your high school. You went to Eden Prairie. You're my first Minnesotan on here. I've had a bunch from California, a bunch from Alabama, and, of course, one Canadian by ways of Alabama on here. So it's nice to have a Minnesotan here in the spotlight this week. But like I said, you went to Eden Prairie, and your senior year you compiled a 7-3 record with 1 save and a 1.33 ERA and helped lead the Eagles to a 21-12 overall record and winning the Minnesota State 4A championship. Before we get to the question, I just looking at this. You pitched a complete game, 3-hitter against Forest Lake, correct?
That's correct.
Yep. In the state title game at Target Field, like I said, only one, allowing 1 earned run, 1 unearned run, 11 strikeouts, and the 5-1 victory. And I saw that you are only the 2nd pitcher in state history to throw a complete game in the state championship game. That's pretty amazing. So, how was that entire experience? Winning the championship, playing at Target Field, how was that?
It was just, the only word I use is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Because the start of the season, we were slow. We were having doubts. And then towards the end of the season, we got pretty hot. And we all just kind of locked it in. And the confidence was there. And we kind of just rolled right through it. I mean, first game of the section tournament was against our biggest rival, Edina. And we went like 11 innings, like tied 3-3, 2-2, something like that. And we had a walk-off home run the bottom of the 11th. And then after that, we didn't look back. And we won like the next 7 or 8, and it was pretty cool. But yeah, pitching at Target Field was unbelievable. Same thing. Right when I got on the mound, I towed the rubber, and I was thinking, wow, I just watched like Mariano Rivera pitch on this same rubber a couple years ago as a fan.
Yep.
It's just a crazy experience. But yeah, I just thought of it as any other game, and I just went and did my thing, and our offense was hot.
Yeah.
And just got it done. It's pretty cool.
Awesome. Yeah, like I said, that's crazy that you're only the 2nd pitcher in state history to throw a complete game, especially since as the years go by, starting pitching is pitching less and less into games. Mm-hmm. So I would have figured somebody back in the 60s and 70s would have pitched more than one would have pitched a complete game. So that is a cool thing that your name will always be in Minnesota high school baseball history. So that's pretty sweet, man. So after high school, it looks like you went to Cal Poly University in California. It looked like you redshirted maybe, or
Yep.
But then now you transferred after that, and you went to the University of Minnesota Mankato. Was there a particular reason for the transferring, or just?
Went to Cal Poly out of high school. I was pretty excited, but then once I got there, spent a couple months, I realized that it just wasn't for me. And I reached out to one of my Stinger teammates at the moment, Trevor Davinsky, letting him know that I need a place to play next fall because I want to leave Cal Poly. And he talked to his coach, who is the Minnesota State Mankato coach, and he got a hold of me, and things worked out. And I took a visit there in high school, and I liked it. So, and I knew some guys on the team already, so I knew it'd probably be a good fit. And Trevor told me that he had a great time, so I trusted him, and it worked out. I had a great year, and I'm excited to go back.
Awesome. Yeah, so as well, as I say, you mentioned that, your first year at Mankato, you had a decent 5.31 ERA, 44 Ks to 6 walks in 30 to 9 innings. That's solid. What's something you feel you need to work on to improve the ERA numbers in college for next season? What have you been working on this summer with the Stingers to kind of help your game?
To improve that, and that is something I have been working on this summer, is just focusing more on hitting certain spots and not just throwing the ball and just hope it gets within the area. Really just hit that spot, not miss over the plate. I felt like I did that a lot this spring. I'd get down 2-1 and just throw the batter, something down the middle so I wouldn't get down 3-1, and they'd smack it over the yard and stuff like that. So that's something I've been working on, and it's been going pretty well for me so far.
Awesome. And what pitches do you throw?
I throw a 4-seam, 2-seam, changeup, and a slider.
Okay, it's a good array of pitches there. And obviously going to University of Mankato, they have the Mankato Moondogs. How'd you get hooked up with the Stingers? Did just the Moondogs not even look at you when the Stingers reached out to you, or?
I actually played for the Moondogs last summer.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay. I did not see that.
That was just a temp contract. That was like 5 weeks. And then, so this year they already had a couple Mankato kids already going to the Moondogs. So they sent me and Davinsky and also Teddy Peterson, but he got injured, here to Wilmer to play. And, I wanted to go to the Moondogs. It would have been, easier. I already had an apartment there, stuff like that. But coming out here, I've had an awesome experience so far. So
I was gonna say, coming to the Stingers definitely paid off for you because you're having a stellar summer. 2.34 ERA so far this summer. And actually, I think if I recall, the Stingers have kind of beaten up on the Moondogs all season.
Oh yeah.
so it's better to be on that winning side than the other side. So what has been the difference from college to the Stingers? Why have you had such a big change in the ERA and just your pitching aspect? Do the wooden bats make a difference, or does that not?
I think that makes a little difference, but I'd say my biggest difference between school ball and summer is that I kind of just, every start, I kind of just go out there and just trust it. I just already know that I'm going to do well. I don't worry about,
a little looser.
Loose. I don't worry about guys on base. If runs score, we'll get them back. We have a good offense. Let my defense field the ball, pitch to contact, not try to strike everybody out, stuff like that. It's been working really well for me. So that's something I'm going to try to carry on over to next spring for school ball for sure.
There you go. Good. Awesome. So, like I said, even though you're from Eden Prairie, did you know much about Wilmer before coming out here?
I have never been to Wilmer since this summer.
And what are your thoughts of the community now that you've been here and just the fans? And
I love it. It's great people. For sure reminds me of just like a smaller Minnesota town. Coming from Eden Prairie, there's 65,000 people. So coming out here, this is the country to me. But it's nice. I like it, like the space, and everyone I've met here has been really friendly.
Awesome. And who is your host family?
The Gundersons.
Okay.
Chad and Gail. Okay.
Awesome. Well, that's kind of our get to know your background information there. So we'll kind of jump to the rapid question things here. Quick answers if you want. If you have to think for a second, no big deal. Might go on a little side things here and there, but we'll start off with favorite color.
Favorite color, gold.
Favorite MLB club.
Twins.
Okay, I was going to say. Obviously, you have a Twins hat on too right now, so that was a pretty safe guess for me. One thing you can't live without.
Sushi.
All right. Favorite thing to do in your downtime?
I'd say golfing.
Golfing.
Yeah.
Nice. No, I love golf. It's a expensive sport, but
Yeah.
I enjoy it. Favorite all-time baseball player?
All time. One pitcher that I watched a lot growing up, and I know there was a lot of great pitchers before him, was Felix Hernandez. Not the greatest of all time, but
Yeah.
I grew up a big Felix fan when I was a kid, and he's still pitching. I'm still a fan.
Yep.
I'd say him.
No, he was dominant.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
And waned a little bit over the last few years, but I mean, he was dominant for so long. Well, I think I know the answer of this question, but I'll ask it anyways. The one food you can never get sick of.
I think I should give you a different answer.
Yeah,
because
there you go.
All right.
Give me something different.
One food I can't live without. Probably just Italian food. I like all Italian food. I don't know if I'd be able to live without, all the different kinds. I love them all.
Awesome.
So
Awesome. Favorite TV show of all time?
probably Intentional Talk on MLB Network. I watched that in high school a ton. Got into it a lot. Or Game of Thrones.
Yeah, there you go. Favorite movie of all time?
I gotta say, Austin Powers and Goldmember. I've seen that probably 30 times. Doesn't get old.
Yeah, we were just talking about that with my family. Some family were in town last week, and we are talking about that. And then I'd burned the top of my knees, and I started peeling at that time. So I was all peeling it back. And,
Yeah.
And I was acting like I was Goldmember. I was like, just trying to freak the kids out. It was funny. If in the future, if you're not playing baseball, what would you want to do?
I would either want to be a coach or be a marketer for a professional sports team.
Okay.
Preferably the Twins, so I could get, free tickets and all that stuff.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Hang out with the players, stuff like that. Awesome. Okay, here's some quick ones here. Ford or Chevy?
Ford,
PlayStation or Xbox?
Xbox.
Oh, now I do have to stop because you're the first player to say Xbox.
Really?
And me and a buddy had a working thing going that the reason why everybody was saying PlayStation was because of the show. Because you can only play it on PlayStation, but you're my first Xbox.
I wish I had a PlayStation to play the show.
Yeah.
If I'm being 100% honest with you.
Yeah.
It's an idea for the future for sure to get one.
No. Okay, all right. Well, my Xbox friend will be happy somebody said Xbox finally. Burger King or McDonald's?
McDonald's.
Smell you hate the most?
Dang, that's hard. Probably like worms in the rain. Or like when the sun comes out and there's a bunch of worms in the driveway. That smell.
You gotta smell. That dirt.
Yeah.
Kind of that dirt smell. Smell you love the most?
A new leather glove.
There we go. Nice. Superhero power you'd want?
Fly.
Fly. Nice. Favorite musical group or artist?
I'd probably have to go with Drake.
Drake?
Yeah.
Nice. And last but not least, your favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Christmas?
Just because of the month-long break now.
Yeah. The college.
That's much needed.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, awesome. Jack, thank you for coming in. That wraps it up. I appreciate you coming in and giving a few minutes, letting the Stinger fans get to know you a little bit better. And, so thank you, and good luck the rest of the season. Good luck in college. Just good luck in life in general.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thanks, man. All right, and that was the Stinger Spotlight. Thanks again to Jack for coming in and getting to let us know him a little bit better with his with the Stinger Spotlight. And but thank you once again to both Tim and Dan for coming in and being part of the show this week. Thumbs up, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff, guys. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next week.